So this week was a pretty interesting week. Not because there were a lot of things released, but actually because of how many things didn't get released, I guess. Mobile Suit Gundam 00 Season 2 Part 2 got delayed to July 6th, and Kurokami 2 got delayed to July 20th. What that means is at some point in the past I noticed that they would be released today. The other new entry that was coming out this week was Papillon Rose, and Amazon wasn't stocking it, but as you can see I got it from somewhere else, fortunately. Also fortunate, I anticipated that we would only have those three things coming in, so I got this. I'll look at them in detail later. And when I verified that the two delayed titles were not going to be coming out, I went ahead and ordered another box, so, you know, catching up on old stuff. While I'm here mentioning it, the Bleach Uncut Box Set 5 looks like that came out just fine. Samurai Deeper Kyo Light Box, and a Ninja Nonsense DVD Collection Thin Pack. Maybe there was something else, but I guess I didn't note it. Oh well. Let's open that box. Fortunately, should be a rather simple release. Oh. Simple box to open. That would be Starblazers Collection Series 3, the Bolar Wars, which should complete my Starblazers collection. Okay, well, maybe I still have movies or OVAs or whatnot to collect. You know, and this of course is not a DVD, but this is some sort of paper insert. I think there was some for the other ones. But yeah, I've probably still got other things like the movies to collect, but it's pretty much, that's all the series, that's the big one. The orange box was Kimba the White Lion, which I had the first half of it, so I decided to go ahead and buy this, get the rest of it. It comes on 10 DVDs. Each one of these has 2 in it. I really ought to watch this since the Kimba and Lion King controversy. This is one of those well-known things. This would, of course, be the extra disc. It came with a booklet too. And of course there was Papillon Rose. I don't really know how to pronounce that. This one, yeah, I'm just gonna have to talk about this. So this was definitely the strange DVD of the week, possibly of the year. I mean, Amazon didn't have it in stock for reasons that I can speculate about. But more or less, I wouldn't be able to next day ship it when it came out yesterday. So what I was able to do instead is somebody selling through Amazon who's probably not keeping track of release dates. You know, order from them, it gets shipped, it arrives, and nobody cares, right? Except for the fact that I get it here and y'all get to hear about it. So the basic premise is that of the original one episode OVA, it's something of a parody of Sailor Moon, but about as close to hentai as anything I've ever watched. Anything. Without actually being a hentai, technically. Now that technically just means that if you're watching it and somebody walks in on you, they're probably going to think you're watching hentai. So if you're the kind of person that can't really have that around, you probably should avoid it for that reason. Otherwise, it was amusingly shocking if you're into being amused by, oh my god, I can't believe they actually did that. So, I think the OVA was popular, had something of a cult following, so there was a 6-episode TV series that came after it, and I thought they played it pretty well. Where if you go from one OVA that's telling a Sailor Moon arc, instead of starting over or trying to continue it in the TV version, they pretended like there was an entire first season that kind of played out Sailor Moon-like. So for this one, for the second season, they basically did something a little more straightforward with much less hints along the Sailor Moon lines. Still a little bit parody here and there, but for the most part, it was just a pretty stereotypical magical girl, and it was actually kind of refreshing in a way where I felt like watching Sailor Moon, digging it out and watching it again. But I have to at least mention other anime I watched. Naruto Shippuden DVD10, which was actually much better. You usually, for me, at this point, I'm always waiting for the anime to do something relevant or cool. And on the cool front, that's usually waiting for Naruto's nine-tailed fox powers to show themselves in a way that's not ridiculously pathetic. And this one pretty much delivered in that way, but it did a lot of drawing out that made the enemy less threatening. You know, just standing scenes of nothing happening for a minute. It's supposedly to increase tension, but you know, when the bad guy is supposed to be this really powerful guy who's just kind of standing there dopey-like, you lose some of the respect. So not entirely bad, but not entirely good. I mean, I lean it more on the good, okay, Naruto Shippuden's starting to pay out. But you never know. It could easily go back downhill again from here, but I doubt it based upon what people have said. And the only other thing I watched was Soul Eater Part 3, and it's hard to remember what exactly happened, but I do remember it still being kind of cool. So I think the next part will be the last one. It'll be interesting to see what my opinions of the series overall is when it finishes. I know for some of them, you know, they can be really, really cool up to a point and just do something so totally off the deep end near the end where it's like, yeah, well, it's not going to be one of my favorites, but damn, was it a fun journey. So, that would be this week's stuff. Next week is looking a little dry, if not drier than this week would. So I've gone ahead and taken steps to ensure that next week's anime DVD release video won't be a boring one. So you'll get to see next week what I have prepared. For now, I'm going to watch Beck this week, so I have to dig it out. So I'll see y'all next week.